All right. It is Monday, January 20th, so welcome. I think I will wait about 5 minutes or so in case anybody gets on. We'll do the drawing for the booking blitz. I honestly don't have a huge agenda except just to go over some dates and upcoming things and then find out what you guys just are needing and working on, and goals for February, how things are coming along, and just kind of do a what do we need now kind of call. So those of you who might be tuning in afterwards and watching the recording, be sure and let me know or let Emily know if there's stuff that you do need help with so that we can help troubleshoot with you. So first thing, January 27th shows, like shows that you have planned to start next week on the 27th. How are you planning to handle those? Does anybody have any scheduled for starting on that day? I'll tell you what I was thinking. Actually, I saw a post from Tammy. You might have seen it too, Emily. Did you see what, are you in that group with Kathy's group? Tammy Hunter posted. Okay. She recommended starting the pre-post Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of this week, do the regular party Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, finish it on Thursday. That way the host can get her stuff in on Friday if you want to make it a good close for January. Does that make sense? So just move it up a couple days because the 31st falls on that Friday. And as we all know, if you have your template set up to finish on midnight Friday night, it's definitely the Saturday or Sunday, if you're lucky, that the host gets her order in. Is that just me, or do you guys find that happens too? Takes them at least a day or two, or sometimes more, and sometimes you're, even chasing them a week after. I have an even bigger problem with it with being on direct ship because all of my people have their stuff, so I can't use that as leverage over my host to say, well, your friends are waiting on their products. I need you to get your order in. My host's friends already have their products since it's direct ship. And so I still have several shows that just are still outstanding and haven't closed. So anyway, that being said, welcome whoever's on the call. Can you hear us? I don't know who that is down there. Just let us know who you are real quick, and then you can mute back if you're muted. I can't see enough. 513-315-069. Is that Lori Berger? That might be Lori Berger. I'm not sure.
Oh, anyway. No, that's me. That's Jill.
Okay, I thought that's funny that I actually recognized a number after how many years, because I just usually hit Lori Berger on my phone. So, okay, so anyway.
Mom, I think that's Jill. I think she said it.
Oh, no, that's Jill. Oh, I thought she said it was Lori. I thought she said, yeah, it's me. Okay, hey, Jill. Sorry about that. So.
No, hi. This is my first time.
Okay, so great. If you want to see, if you want us to see you, it's down at the bottom left. But if you don't, that's fine. There are many times where I've gotten out of the shower and sat and listened was on a call with my head in a towel. So it's totally up to you. But so we were just saying that if you have shows that are going to go on the last week of January, you might want to back up and set your template to start if you're using a template, or if you're using like the 7-day, 2 to 3 days of pre-posts, and then the 5 days of regular posting. Either scrunch it up a little bit, but maybe try to close it by next Wednesday midnight instead of Friday midnight, and that way your host has 2 days to get her stuff in. So now.
But you're just saying that if you just want to submit it in January, right? Like you can submit it in February.
Right. So if it carries over, that is not a problem at all. And then your host will still get the January special because it will be dated January, but you would get paid for it and have all the bonuses based on it being submitted in January. So your total would go toward February, if you wait and hold it over and don't submit it until the 1st or 2nd. It's totally okay to do that, but be thinking about that as you go into this week, because you'd want to, get everything kind of set up and talk to your host tomorrow. If you're actually going to start at Wednesday, then you could even just do 1 or 2 days of pre-post instead of 3, getting ready for it. So just keep that in mind, be aware. And then February 3rd is our spring launch. Emily, you're still planning to come down for that, right?
I am. And I think Jill said that she can go too.
Awesome, awesome.
Yep.
And I think everybody here on this call was planning on going. It's on here live. So if you're listening to the recording, please let me know if you'd like to go. It will be a really, really helpful meeting. Doreen Grass from Home Office is going to be our guest speaker. And if any of you have been around her at all, she's adorable and wonderful, and she's also really good with information. So it's a plus that she's such a good, wonderful lady. And she's just very knowledgeable of Pampered Chef, and then just direct sales and training and everything in general. She'll be very motivational, uplifting kind of person. She's going to be the main agenda because our total entire team was in the top 5. Becky said top 5 rather than just top 10. I think we were the top 5 in the country for recruiting. So that's why we get a home office speaker at our spring launch, and we'll learn about the new products at that time. We will have some available for people to look at and touch and see. And then Doreen will be, our keynote speaker for that. It's at the Voice of America Park. If you go turn into the driveway off of Cox Road at the Tylersville exit, it's a lodge that's all the way winding kind of back by the lake back there. And we've had some meetings there before. So some of you on the call, I know Elizabeth's been there. I know Deb's been there. So fairly easy to find. You're just going to have to keep winding until you get to the clubhouse. But 6:30, and try to be out. Let me think. Emily, help me out. At 6:15 to start getting there. Is that what we
Yeah, I think doors open at 6:15.
Yeah, and then start the agenda by 6:30. So, and they're hoping to be out by 8:30. So plan on 8:45. That's just, and I think that was what was even said too, is that, we always hope it'll take about 2 hours, but then Q&As and stuff like that can make it go longer. So try to be there if you can. If you cannot attend that, you can watch the new products being unveiled. And from what I understand, it's not going to be nationwide at the same time live. I got the impression it's going to be through a series of email/videos that are on the emails. Did you get that impression, Emily, that they would be released somewhere during the day? Has anybody read up on that at all? I was just listening to what people were saying at our last meeting. Because in the past, the first year they did it, I think we had some glitches, didn't we? Because so many people were logged on, and that's back before, I think they did it through like Facebook Live or something like that it glitched because there were too many people trying to watch at the same time, and some people could get on, some people couldn't. I think the past couple of years it's worked well. They've just announced a time. So just be watching. They're going to be releasing stuff like that, but you will be able to watch it from your own comfort of your own home at some point and get to see that. So, and then July 8 through 10 is National Conference. It's downtown this year in Chicago at the McCormick Center. And from what we just heard about a week ago, there are lots of hotels around there now. In the past, there were not very many hotels down there, and we were bused from downtown by the river all the way out to McCormick Center. But I guess now there are lots of hotels there, so be watching for that. We will, try to get 1 or 2 rooms depending on how many of us go. We kind of, put people together so we can save money, but be watching. A very, very good tip is try to recruit 2 people before the end of the month. And then if they qualify for the month of January only, we get an extra $50 for a total of 100 Pampered Chef dollars for each person that you recruit and qualify. And that could be your 200 right there to pay for your registration fee for conference. So keeping that in mind, and everybody remember, or even hear it for the first time, that it's $100 for anybody you bring into the business this month. So does anyone have anyone they're working with? No? Okay, I have 2 or 3 people who've said they're interested, and then they're not returning my calls. So anybody have that situation? So working on it. Any suggestions for me from you guys? I mean, I've been doing it a while, but like how to reach out to those people. Any ideas? They've said, oh yeah, I think I'd like to. yeah, let's get together. And then I gave him some times and then I didn't hear back. Should
I
I?
would, I would just reach out again and say, hey, the month is winding down. I didn't forget about you, but I
Yeah,
want to sign up this month with the special kit. You only have a certain amount of days left.
right. Especially if that's what they're wanting. I'm not sure if they wanted. And don't forget that we have 4 kits to offer this month. So we have the 129 that includes the blender, and then we still have all of our normal ones that include the quick cooker. So pretty good deal. And to get that blender for $129, I mean, that's pretty cool. So, all right. Anything I've talked about so far? Okay, I've got all of I'm just kind of dropping them on my computer keyboard here. So I took my name and Emily's name out. So we're just drawing. We're going to draw 2 gift cards. And I loved how everybody got involved in this, especially there toward the end and started just booking, which reminds me, don't let me forget to talk about the giveaway for the January shows, but I will do that in a second. I'm going to draw a couple names, closing my eyes so I can't see. Let me make sure they're all together. Okay. And our first winner is Emily Edens. She's probably listening. So that's one. We will draw another one. Congratulations, Emily Edens. And I see your name coming up, and then I put it back down. Let me put them all in here. Whoops, one fell on the side. There we go. All right. What's it say? Emily Edens. You know what? We didn't talk about this, Emily. I think I'm going to, and I'll talk to Emily and I'll work that out with her. I should have taken out the names because I just want 2 different people to win. So I will talk to her and offer her a product because she lives right here in Lebanon. So I'm just going to do another one for fairness. I never even thought about that. All right. And Kalina. So congratulations to Kalina and Emily. I will get in touch with them. And Kalina, by the way, has a over $1,000 mystery host show going on right now. So if you guys have not done one of those recently and you would like to, I would check with Kalina to find out exactly. I mean, she got on to Virtual Party Group and asked for some tips. She called me and asked for a few tips, and then she ran with it. So whatever she did, it's obviously working. She would probably be glad, happy to add you to that group to take a look at that. So I would highly recommend checking with her, though, if you'd like to do that, because she threw it together within about a week, got it going the next week, and it's over $1,000. And she has 4 bookings from it. So yay for that. Jill, I want to recognize Jill. She's got 6 shows going on right now. Is that correct, Jill? I think.
I had 5 for January, 1 in the first week of February.
Okay, awesome.
But thank you.
Yes, and a lot of sales already turned in. Some of them have already even closed, and you're on to the next set. So congratulations for that. And do you know your total career or your total sales so far combined for December and January? Do you have a total?
I don't off the top of my head, only because I'm not home right now.
Okay, I could look it up for you. I was kind of wanting you to toot your own horn, but I'm pretty sure you're close, if not already, to the $2,500 level to get that free skillet. So yay.
Yeah, I think she's really close to that.
Yeah. So congratulations on that. And then you still have another month after that to try to hit the 5,000 to get that whole big knife block set. So, or no, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You've already gotten the 1 skillet, right? Is that right?
Yeah, I got the first skillet.
And you're close to getting the stainless and then the knife block set. So yay for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. The giveaway. I believe, Elizabeth, I think I've gotten your person maybe who filled out the survey to enter them in Does that sound, I'll have to go back and look because it was.
I should have had 3, so
Okay.
I'll shoot you a text with their names and make sure that you get them all.
Yes, yeah, and then I can let you know. And so Jill, Emily, Deb, if you had any that booked for January from that giveaway that I was offering, or anyone who's listening to this call, be sure you tell your host to fill out that Google survey so that I can enter them into the drawing for the $100 package of products. So, and I'm just gonna pick and decide. I may call them and say, here's a choice. I haven't decided how I'm going to do it because I got a lot of stuff on my shelf. So I can easily put together a box with $100 worth of stuff in it. But I'm trying to decide, should I open up the can of worms once I have my winner and go, you can choose this, this, or this, or should I just pick it for them and shoot it off to them? So do you think any preference from you guys for the giveaway? And do you know what I'm talking about? Okay. Would you rather just be a surprise box and they get it? Or do you think they would prefer?
I think it's easier for everybody if you do that.
Okay.
Sometimes I've done sometimes where I give people choices and it's sometimes more work than it's worth.
Well, yeah. And then to get back, and they may or may not get back to me. And then, and then, you know what, when I have done that too, I've had people, well, do you happen to have a, whatever. And I'm like,
Right.
no, but
So if you let them think they don't have a choice, then it's easier for everybody because then
True.
they're going to like it without thinking, well, I wish I would have gotten A, B, or C.
Okay, good idea. I'll probably just throw some things that are not real heavy, but some substantial things into a box and just send it off. And it'll probably be over 100 because I'm not going to go through and hand pick teeny little things to make it work to be 100. I'll probably just pick 2 or 3 bigger things and put them in with some other stuff. So if you happen to still get a booking for next week, any host that you have that's a January show, and I will honor the carryover as well. Like if it's dated for January, but you don't turn it in, it needs to be turned in by the 15th, no later than that. But I'll kind of keep track to watch for those to come in because I can see host names and stuff. And once I have everybody submitted that has registered, because I don't want to end up giving it to someone who booked a show, filled out that survey, and then they stood you up and didn't do the show for you. I want to make sure that all the shows close and that it's a legit show. Then I will do the giveaway for that. Okay, question. How do we feel about doing a booking blitz every month? Because I know there are teams out there who they just find a theme each month and they do the booking blitz. And then, how I posted this piece of paper, I don't have it in here with me, but I just kept taking the picture of where we were down the list of 25. Is that motivating? What do you think? Did that spur you on to try to get more bookings, or was it the drawing that really spurred you on to get the bookings? I can't do that every month, but I could do that every so often. But if we do it every month, does it kind of would that be just, it's routine and people wouldn't pay attention to it?
That's what I would think. I would do it, but not every month. Maybe once a quarter or once every other month.
Okay. Well, and this one was for all January, February bookings. And I know there were several who got February bookings too. So I'm really excited because February sounds like it's shaping up to be a pretty decent month just because there were several who said they had February bookings in there. So, okay. Good feedback on that. All right. What is anyone struggling with, need help with, need suggestions with? Where are we at for the month? Reaching goals, etc. Don't everybody speak at once. Are we still wanting the cruise? Yeah. And we know that to get the cruise, it can be done by sales, but I haven't seen anyone that's looking like they have 5,000 this month. So the other option is Anyone?
Recruiting.
Recruiting, yeah. And recruiting, not just, yes, that's how you get points. That's definitely how you get points quickly, 3,000 points. But I'm telling you, when you bring someone else in, it sharpens your own skills when you're helping someone else. You're more on the ball. I know you've all four on the call who have been here for a while have brought someone in. And is that true? When you bring someone in, you work a little harder on your own because you're wanting to make sure you know what you're talking about when you're helping someone else. So, Elizabeth, have you touched base with Mary Ruth recently?
I shot her a message at the end of the year, and I hadn't heard back from her.
Okay. I'll give that a try too, to see if she's wanting to jump back in. Okay. And Deb, Melissa's going strong still?
Last I checked, she didn't have any January yet, so I'll check with her and see how it's going. I did see her post some I need host messages, but I don't know if she got any.
Okay. Let's see. Emily, Jill, and Elizabeth, I'm not sure if yours have talked yet. Once you got things going, January shows really do go pretty well. Am I not mistaken? So I think yours are just starting, right, Elizabeth? You're still in the middle of yours.
Yeah, I had one start today that actually already qualified, so
Awesome.
she's at almost $300 already.
Okay, the point take right there. Yeah. So, and I know Emily had one that was just a weekend show, right? She just wanted to do it for the weekend.
Yeah, I actually just started this party on Thursday. I had scheduled her to do it like this coming week. I had booked with her like last week, and I just put her down for this week. And she asked if she could just do a weekend party because her friends were anxious to sell or to buy. And her show's up to like 2,600 right now. I've never, ever had a show that high. I probably never will.
I know. I'm just like, and yeah, we were talking about that at the dinner table because Mandy and Aaron were over tonight, and we're like, I think people have Christmas money
Yeah.
in January, and so they just don't have the reservations of spending like they might another time. It's like, no, this is my Christmas money. I can do what I want with it, or something. But if you can get another couple shows on the calendar for next week, I'm telling you, people are spending. I mean, for Elizabeth, one day, today you started it, right? And it's already at 300. So, I mean, and I know Jill has had 3 or something she's already submitted. And yeah, just have all qualified way more than that, good big shows. So I think she's got over 1,000 or something in already. So there's still time, and look how fast when we did that, I did that drawing thing. I think 3 or 4 of you booked shows like within a couple hours of posting that thing. So that you can still use that drawing post and get out there and get a couple more in your calendar if you want. And, the days work out pretty well that at least it will still be all in January. You might be closing it in February, but it's still a January show. So does anyone have a plan? Part 1 of the question. Or would anyone like a plan for working toward recruiting and building a team? As far as some ideas. Emily and I got some ideas that we learned at the director meeting last week that we could share. So, Emily, do you remember some of the stuff? I know I'm putting you on the spot now.
I mean, one good thing to do is think of like who you would want to work with. Like think of your friends and who would you like to work with and do these calls with and potentially earn a trip with, and just reach out to them and see if they'd be interested. Sometimes we overlook like the people closest to us. But I don't know, it's always a good idea to just check in with your friends and just see if they'd be interested in selling it.
Cool. Do you guys know how to look up, oh no, never mind. I was thinking, do you know how to look up people who've purchased a certain thing? that's more for getting bookings for the big ticket items in the January special for hosts. But it does bring me to another point. Do you have posts where you have talked about the blender in some of your old shows? Is that making sense? So go back to some of your old virtual parties, and if you've got one of those posts where people have like, oh wow, that's really cool, or they've picked it as their, like that ABCD post, if the blender is one of those and they have picked the blender, go back and message those people, hey, just wanted to let you know there's a bonus going on right now. If you'd like to just give Pampered Chef a try, our starter kit for 1 month only has the blender in it, and you can get the whole kit for $129 just for giving this a try. I can help you start. Would you like to hear more? So take a little time probably to go back and look up the parties and kind of scan through, but you guys are probably quicker at it than I am, but just kind of scrolling through, and anything where you see a blender, if somebody has commented on it, reach out. Customer connection email, if you haven't done that already, to go into your contacts. Does everybody know how to do that? So is there anyone who wants a little bit of instruction? It's under contacts, but you can go through and click on people and then send them. And from Deb, help me out with this. This was a while ago. Elizabeth, you might remember. Did they say not to do more than 25 of those at a time? Or can we send it to everybody now?
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember if it would be, and here's my thought. I'm usually in a hurry. So to go through and do 25, send it, do another 25, send it. Anytime I've ever done customer connection, I just click on all of them and send it to everybody and figure some it'll probably go to spam, but some it'll probably go through to. But be sure and, pull out one of the pictures, the post or, something that you can put in the email from Marketing Imagery, and then send that picture with the blender being $129 for that whole kit, including the blender, and just, hey, has everybody seen this? Do a post on your wall. And then, like Emily said, friends or maybe hosts who were just really good, but do one of those I thought of you because kind of messages, and say, have you ever thought of trying this? This is a special. It's, still good for another 10 days. Or if you do it tomorrow, another 9 days or whatever. So, yeah, no, another 11 days from today. So, but get the word out. If you can just take some time tonight, tomorrow, no later probably than Wednesday, because otherwise then you'll forget and you won't do it. But in the next 2 to 3 days, go through and just make some kind of concerted effort to just get the word out, whether it be posting on your Facebook wall, whether it be in your Pampered Chef group, whether it be sitting down and just making up a nice little message and just copy paste and send it out to 25, 30 people. Because they might say no to the opportunity, but they may still book a show. So, just make an effort to reach out for the recruiting. Number one, because that's going to help you with your trip. It's going to help you build a team, but it's also part of our job to share this. That is an amazing deal to get that blender. Think about that. It's normally $350 if they wanted to buy that blender, and they can actually try out the business, and the blender is kind of like a side gift to them that they get to keep just for giving it a try. So, question, what would you say if someone says, well, what if I sign up and I get the blender and I don't do any shows? What would happen? Anybody have words that they can say to that? Has anybody had it happen to them? Has anyone signed anyone that did not qualify?
Yep.
You've had?
I had 2.
Yeah, right. The kit wasn't quite the deal that blender is right now, but still pretty good deal that yeah. So technically Pampered Chef does not send the police out to their house to find them. But I usually say, I keep saying to them, I just really want to help you fulfill your obligation since the company did, trust you with that kit at such a bargain. I want to help you fulfill your commitment of the 1250. So we can keep trying. The company is well aware of that. I was on a training call. I think you were on it too, Emily, where they talked about how when they run those $39 kits or the, what other one did they do? They did another one that was really inexpensive as well. And they know that there will be fallout, and they know that there will be people who don't fulfill the obligation. So they're aware of it, and it's kind of an experiment, and that's why they try things. But it's up to us to try to get them to do their commitment and at least get their 1250 in so that the company doesn't lose a ton of money. And then of course you want your 3,000 points as well. So, all right. Our next call will be, I think I'm going to do one on February 4th. What do you guys think? You're all going to be at the thing on the 3rd. Technically, you won't really need the call, but I would like to offer it for the rest of the team. However, what do you think? Will the rest of the team be on? I think you guys are the ones who are always on here anyway. It's hard to,
Melissa told me she really can't do evenings, so I don't expect her to attend the call.
Okay. I know Amy, I think, is that way too, and someone else Emily can't do Monday nights. I may see if we can join Kathy's call, possibly, and we'll just maybe join hers. I'll do recognition that night. Emily, you and I can just maybe type up or write up a page to hand out to our team members for recognition. I think I'll still offer that though on February 4th, just so it's there. And if I get on the call and there's nobody on there, then I'll just get off. So, but if you guys want to get on, of course, you may, for sure. But we may cover a lot of the same stuff, that was covered the day before at the thing. So I will totally understand if you feel like you're good to go for that week. And then the next mid-month call then will be on the 17th, February 17th. Recipe time. This Saturday is when it was scheduled for. I just found out I have a funeral to go to. Was there anyone planning to come? And I was wondering, is this the one you were out of town for, right? Okay. Would we want to do a weeknight? Would anybody be able to come on a weeknight next week?
You look.
Elizabeth, is that too much for you on a weeknight?
It really just depends on what night it is.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? Then if you guys would let me send out a post when we get done with the call, I will ask if there's a night during the week, because if I can't do it and Deb's not coming, we really don't have a place or, unless somebody else comes forth and says they will have it at their house. I could check with Tammy again, but I'm thinking of not trying even on Saturday. If you can't be there and I can't be there, it wouldn't be, anybody running it who has been to one before necessarily. So I'll put out a post, and if you guys would at least comment on it, yes or no, when I send it out, or give me some dates, I'll just put, which date, which night, is there any night that would be better than another? And if we get a majority, if I can figure out how to do one of those surveys, I'll do where, everybody can pick Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Give me some time. I'll see if I can get that done before for the end of the night. So I've heard it's easy, right? I think it's just a button you click, create a survey or something. Okay.
I've never done it.
Okay. Is it easy, Elizabeth?
Yeah, it's really easy.
Okay. And it's within Facebook, right? It's like right.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I think I can do that.
I think you can too.
Okay. So I would like to have some time together to do that. However, the following Monday we're all together for the meeting anyway. So I just thought, well, maybe we'll pick up with February, but okay. Are you committed to sending out something for recruiting. If you don't ask, no one will come. If you do ask, still no one might come, but someone might. So within, the next few days, getting the word out and at least just throwing it out there in front of people, hey, I'd be remiss if I didn't let you know that this is such a great deal. If you want to get this blender. And what else is in that? Is the can opener in it? Cutting mats? I can't remember. Is it the garlic press or is it the citrus press? It's in.
There's a measure all, the garlic press, measuring spoons, coated knife, the flexible cutting mats, a spatula, the cooking blender,
That's
something
a lot.
else too, but I don't remember what else.
I mean, that's an amazing deal, you guys.
Mhm.
That's really cool if someone, just wants to give this a try. So let's get out there and try to see if we can get a couple people. And if they want to wait till January 31st to sign up for it, then they have, the whole month of February and on into the first week of March to get qualified and so forth. So it's a great deal. All right. Anything else? Are you guys set to finish out January? Deb, do you have something going on?
I'm gonna try to do a cooking class next week.
Okay.
And actually, I'm gonna send some messages out tonight to see if I can actually get a virtual show set up.
Okay. A live cooking show?
No, virtual,
Oh,
not virtual for the end of the last week of the month.
That last week? Okay.
Mine don't run quite as many days as your template, so I can get it in. If I do it that last week, I should get it in for the end of January.
Emily, you're set?
Yep.
Okay. Elizabeth, you've got a couple going on and a couple next week or one next week or
I have one this week and two next week.
next week? Okay. Very cool. Work on those for the bookings for February. That's awesome. And it sounds like February's starting to line up, but I will be excited to see you all at the spring launch to make sure we can check in and see if we need anything else. But it's looking like things are starting to get back on track. You guys feeling okay? It's always that hard thing after the holidays, and it's like, oh no, it's already whatever. And therefore I looked at the thing to, I think, well, I posted it with the, let's see who's green by 15. Oh my gosh. There's no one green by 15. But as I looked, I think there were 2 directors, and there are in the downline that I can look at with mine, I think there's 10 or 11, and only 2 had teams that were green, or that even had some sales coming in besides the director themselves. And some of the directors still didn't have anything in either. So, but we're getting back on track. I think that's everything. It's everything that I had written down. And all right, I think we can finish a little bit early this time, right? Emily,
Excellent.
get to watch The Bachelor in its entirety. So yeah. All right. Well, thanks for being on, you guys. I will see you for sure in 2 weeks. No, is that 1 week? No, 2 weeks from tonight will be the thing. And then I'll put a post out tonight to see if we still want to do a recipe time as a weeknight. I know your mom kind of liked the weeknights too. So maybe she'll want to come in too. So, all right. Well, you guys, good luck. Let me know how your calls go, what happens with reaching out. Get back to me if you think of it, and just, I texted, I sent this, I posted this, whatever, but do something. So you got on this call. Don't make it a waste of spending all this time on the call. So, all right. Have a great week. Can't wait to see how the month ends. It's going well. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.